All right. My name's Dylan. Welcome to the Concrete Pigs. If you are one of my 3 subscribers, welcome back. If you're new, congratulations, you have just found something awesome. Today we got SYML's Fear of the Water. This is by request. I am granting this request because I was promised a cover in return. You know who you are. Alright, so grab your strings, let's get this thing started. Alright, so here is the setup for this song. It really couldn't be any easier. You've got drop D tuning, so you're just going to take this top E string right here and you're going to drop it down 1 full step. Alright, everything else remains the same. We're only going to be using 2 strings this entire song. That's it, just 2 strings. We're going to be using this, of course, this drop D string here at the top. And we are also going to be using the G string right here. And that's it. Those are the only 2 strings we use the entire song. So, I'll show you the picking pattern. This will take all of 2 seconds because we do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Most of the tutorial is going to focus on this left hand, obviously, because we're sliding all over the place. But I'll show you this real quick. Look at this pro camera work right here. Alright, so the only thing that we're going to do is just, like I said, we're just going to play this E string and the G string. What you'll do is you'll use your thumb to play the bass note. And then our index fingers is going to pull up on that G over and over again, so just like this. And that's it. It's like a half note and 2 quarter notes. Alright, so there's your picking pattern. Alright, now let's go to the business end up here and work on this left hand, which is the entire song mostly. Okay, so for the left hand, we just got a couple of positions to go over. First one, we're going to put our index finger on that drop D at the 1st fret, and the G is played open. This pattern gets played for 4 bars. And then what happens next is we're going to move down. We're going to hold that drop D string at the 5th fret, and we're going to hold the G at the 3rd. Alright, and that's our next pattern. Now in the intro, and then of course when he's about to transition into the bridge, this gets played 3 times, and then he does this little 4-note run. So I'll show you that real quick. This gets played for 3 bars. Remember, you're at the 5th and the 3rd fret. So after that gets played 3 times, excuse me, we go down here to the 8th fret, and our index finger stays. Remember, you keep your fingers on the same strings the whole time. So now we're on the 8th and the 7th. So our fingers kind of go from here to here. They kind of come together a little bit at the 8th and the 7th. Those 2 notes get played once a piece, and then we slide back up to the 3rd and the 2nd. Alright, let me get my finger out of there. So the 3rd fret on that drop D and the 2nd fret on the G. And those also get played once a piece. So let's put it all together. This first position gets played for 4 bars. Now we're on the 5th and the 3rd. This gets played 3 times in the intro, or whenever there's a transition into the bridge. 8th and 7th, once a piece. And then the 3rd and the 2nd, once a piece. Okay, and this starts over. And when he's not doing that transition into the bridge, you just play these 4 bars apiece. Alright, so now when we do our 4-note transition, when we go into the bridge, instead of starting back over, I'll show you what we're going to do. So we'll do our 3 notes here, or our 3 bars. Slide down to the 8th and 7th and play these. Alright, now what we're going to do is when he's in the bridge, we're going to slide way down here. We're going to be on the 10th fret of the that drop D string, and we're going to be excuse me, on the 8th fret of the G string, and this will get played for 2 bars. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start traveling back up this way on the neck. So from the 8th and 10th, we're going to move up to the 5th and the 7th. So hang in there, you can do it, I know you can. Alright, so the 7th and the 5th. And this will also get played to 2 bars. And now we're going to slide back in to the 5th and the 3rd. This will get played 2 bars, and then I add a note in here, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So going back to this transition, tenth and 8th, 7th and 5th, and then the 3rd and the 5th again. I play that twice, and then I've played along with SYML quite a bit on this, and I found that if I add my pinky to the G on the 5th fret, it matches up pretty well with what he's playing. It sounds like he's playing several notes simultaneously, but I've played around with that, and I've found that sticking with this single note sounds pretty good. So what I do is I play this for 2 bars. Now what I'll do is I'll add that pinky on. I'll play it 1 time, and then I'll pull the pinky off. So it sounds like this. So instead of okay, so you play without the pinky for 2 bars. And then for the next 2 bars, we're going to add the pinky on for that 1 note. Okay, and finally, we have the chorus. And this chorus is played the exact same way the intro is, except I want to emphasize in the studio version, they actually have a guitar that comes in and accompanies him. And to mimic that guitar, what you have to do is when you make your slide, you're going to slide the bass note. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you play this the exact same way that you play the introduction and the verse. And now when you play that next bass note, you want to just hammer that all the way down to the 5th. Like that. And then pick your pattern back up. And then the same thing again. We're going to really slide that thing back up to the 8th. And then back down to the 3rd and the 2nd. So if we take it in slow motion, it kind of sounds like this. he doesn't so much slide the bass note back up the neck, so it's more of a, so you probably don't have to crush the bass note going all the way back up to the third, but you know, either way it sounds pretty good. So putting it all together, here's the verse. Alright, this gets played 4 bars, then the 5th and the 3rd, and then our little 4-note run up. Alright, we're on the 8th and the 7th, and the 3rd and the 2nd. And then finally for the bridge going into that chorus, we're here at the 10th and the 8th. Back up to the 7th and the 5th. And then of course the 5th and the 3rd to finish things off. We're going to add that pinky on. And then finish strong, man. Alright gang, that is it for this edition of the Concrete Pig Cymbals Fiat Water. What a great song. Thank you for the suggestion. You guys are awesome. Keep rocking and rolling, keep doing what you're doing. I got some new gear I'm testing out, so hopefully things look and sound a little better. I got a new mic too. Time will tell. It's a work in progress. But thank you guys so much. Always be who you want to be. Continue rocking in the free world, man.